All the sedges produce edible seed heads. Pendulous sedge is by far the most widespread, and it's the most easy to identify. It has long arching stems and produces these pendulous seed heads, which are as long as your hand. The most striking identifying feature of a sedge is that they all have stems which are triangular in cross-section. A grass, by contrast, would be round. It grows to about 5 foot tall, and really is quite unmistakable. But if in doubt, consult a good guidebook, like this one. As it happens, there's some right in front of the table, so there's not going to be very many food miles in this. Run your fingers up the seed head, and if ripe, they will just fall off into your bowl or bag. It only takes a couple of minutes to collect plenty. This will make about 6 sedge cakes. It would be nice to add some wild fruit to these, so I wandered down the road and found this wild cherry tree. You need to find a fairly young tree so that you can reach the fruit. If somebody had told me 15 years ago you can eat perfectly ripe cherries from the wild in Britain, I would have had doubts about their sanity. But you can, and you'll find them in some of the most unlikely places, like this police forecourt. Here's hoping they don't see me. Now we need to take the sedge and winnow it. Let large spoonfuls fall into the bowl whilst blowing gently through it. It separates the dry and inedible outer casing from the heavier edible seeds. Then break an egg and whisk it and add it to the sedge together with the fruit. Unfortunately, I ate all those cherries on the way back, so I'm adding dried ones instead. A spoonful of honey wouldn't go amiss. I bought this from a lovely old lady who has a sign outside her cottage saying, "Local honey for sale." I was saying how impressed I was that she made her own, and she said, "Oh, I don't make the honey. The bees make the honey." You can't argue with that. They did a good job of getting the screw cap on though. You want to create a fairly gloopy type mix. Mine was a bit too fluid, so I threw in a spoonful of muesli as well. Then drop them a spoonful at a time into a frying pan with some vegetable oil and fry for a couple of minutes either side. Then you can add some ice cream. And I added a bit of wild cherry syrup I made last year. These are delicious, nutty in flavour, crunchy to bite, and the main ingredient came from a metre away. As an edible seed, you can use sedge in many ways. For example, you could try adding it to a bread mix, and there's nothing quite like the smell of baking bread first thing in the morning.